So my brother actually just said the other day that by marrying Pooja, our families have just about doubled in size. I remember when we got engaged. So I proposed to Pooja in India. I proposed to her on her birthday in her grandparents' place. And I thought she might be able to anticipate this and I thought she might know that I was planning a special proposal, but she was totally taken by surprise. And right after we got engaged, I was getting so many phone calls from members of Pooja's family, people who I'd never met or spoken to before, relatives in different countries, wishing us well. And I really felt that I was a new member of the family. I felt like I was fully accepted, and I felt like there were so many new people who I could rely on, and that really touched me. My grandmother, my Chinese grandmother, said that Pooja is a new daughter in our family. And I really love how my wife has been able to be a part of the different celebrations and events. So I remember Chinese New Year, the first Chinese New Year that Pooja celebrated with my family. Pooja was so interested in the culture and she really wanted to surprise my family or something. So in addition to giving mandarin oranges to my family, she drew emoji faces on the oranges and it was really cute. My dad in particular was really surprised and happy to see that. In a way, we created a new tradition, and being part of an intercultural marriage, there's an opportunity to create new customs. So recently, I've looked up more Chinese dishes so that I can learn how to cook them for Pooja to try. I started looking up old videos of Martin Yan and Stephen Yan to find out what are the secrets behind Chinese cooking. So being in an intercultural marriage has kind of spurred me on to study my own culture more. I might even get a walk. I think learning the differences between Indian and Chinese cooking is so cool. Looking inside Pooja's fridge, when she introduced me to Indian cooking, I learned about the different colorful spices, the pav bhaji masala, the chana chole masala. So many different ways to flavor your cooking, because being from different cultures, you have to learn about different customs, and that makes you more open-minded. That makes you more willing to listen and understand. Sometimes differences can be challenging, but differences, as they say in a movie that I watched, Mulan 2, differences can make you stronger. When I met Pooja, it really surprised me that the university that I went to in the US was a driving distance away from her elementary school. It felt like I was close to her even before I met her. So before I met Pooja, I had not been to India, and everything was a really new experience. So at that time, Pooja is my girlfriend. My friend said, "You're meeting your girlfriend's grandparents? You need to touch their feet." And I thought to myself, is this a real custom? I never heard of feet touching before as a sign of respect. I looked it up online, and true enough, it was an Indian custom to show respect to your elders. So when I arrived in India for the first time, I touched Pooja's grandparents' feet, and they were really surprised because they knew that I wasn't Indian, but I think they could tell that I was someone who was very eager and interested to find out about Pooja's culture. That's one of the greatest things of being in an intercultural marriage, that there are new adventures to go on in new countries, that there are new aspects of the customs that you can learn about, new foods to try. Speaking of foods, one reason that I love Pooja, when she's taking me to India, I was able to try some really interesting foods. So Pooja's grandmother, Nani, is such a great cook, and Nani introduced me to a range of Indian cuisines. So one of my favorites is pani puri. I had never seen it before. In Singapore, pani puri is not very widely available. Pooja's grandparents and Pooja's uncle told me, oh, you need to use the end of the spoon to crack open the puri. So when I cracked open the puri, I then followed what they told me to do, and I dipped it in to the pani, which is the sauce cooked with spices. Some other foods that I've tried that I really love are vada pav. So I remember that on one of our trips to India, Pooja's grandparents took me to try street food, vada pav, and it was passed to us through the window of the car. That was a really interesting experience. It was like a drive-through, but not at a fast food restaurant. It was just driving past the street food stall. I think that I've had some of the most interesting and memorable experiences being in an intercultural relationship and marriage. I remember arriving early in the morning at the airport in India and how there weren't really Ubers available. So this is like maybe at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. So without Uber available, we had to take the auto rickshaws. And before I met Pooja, I never would have imagined myself in the early morning in India, being in an auto rickshaw. I think being in an intercultural marriage strengthens our relationship because of these diverse experiences. We share so much in common, and she really understands me. She understands the challenges I face. She understands my dreams, and I can always talk to her about what's on my mind. I love my wife because she's so smart and beautiful. Thanks for watching this week's video. If you like what you see, give us a quick thumbs up and be sure to subscribe for new content every week.